I'm still in Edinburgh, as you can see. Well, you can't actually see because the background doesn't show you that. There's just sort of ghosts really, isn't there? But I am here. And I still haven't learned to play the ukulele. But who has? Because nobody has. Nobody has. No, so I'm here and I'm still in Edinburgh. And hello, Philip. So I am here. Yeah. I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want to hear from me. But I was just having a little bit of technical problems then because the stream that I set up was all the wrong way round. So yeah, it's par for the course really. Things go wrong and I don't know what to do. Everything goes wrong all of the time. That's not really good. I can't remember any chords. If anybody tells me some chords, then maybe I can play them, but there's nobody here anymore, not even Philip. Oh, you've turned up again. Just one person, that's all. Just one person, that's all. And I don't think anybody else. This is supposed to be screened in Siberia, but because of the link change, I don't know what's going to happen. It's just me. It's just us chickens. Is there chickens? No, there's like witches and ghouls and stuff. So yeah, this has been an interesting week. I've done like interviews on all of the days, almost all of the days, and I've just been. I haven't been up Calton Hill yet. Ooh. Oh yes, there's a Ouija board because the people that I'm staying with, they run the Edinburgh Horror Festival. Spooky, 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 spooky. So I helped with. I was a magician's assistant on Friday because there was a paranormal magician show, and so I helped that. Did you like your Welsh show? Thank you very much, Stephanie. It went very wrong, as you can see, but everyone said it still went all right, even though everything went wrong that night. It wasn't really a night, it was an evening. Isn't evening the same as a night? It was 6:30, so that's what went wrong. Everything went wrong inside. The technical stuff went completely wrong. It was terrible. I didn't have the right lead, and then the lead from the actual facility that usually is set up to go right and should really work with the projector didn't work with the projector because there have been a lot of different shows in there and every different show has different so somebody must have unplugged it. That's what we think. Yeah, it was funny because it went wrong. Yeah, well, if only I had planned it that way. But then it wouldn't have been going wrong. It would have been going right. Going wrong would be going right, and that's not, yes, I'm going wrong, never going right. Have I ever gone right? I don't think so. It is a fright when I go wrong, and I never, ever, ever go right. Like this night. Yes, I don't know. Yeah, it went completely wrong. It was terrible. And the thing is, somebody came to see me who reviewed the show before. Another time, they had to leave because they had tickets to a show. So I forgave them. They went. But I messaged them afterwards because they messaged about another show where the performer was inebriated and they had to walk out. And they said it's the first time they've ever walked out of a show. And I was like, but they walked out of my show. Did they think it was me? So I had to obviously message them. And they obviously didn't think it was me. But it was just a coincidence. A coinky dink. So that's all right then. So it's been an interesting couple of days. And yeah, it was all right. I don't think that's... The only time I've actually managed to get a back projection is when I did it from my parents' house last year. But the trouble with that is it also went wrong because nobody could see the back projection because the light was wrong and the internet wasn't really fine. But that's fine. So I think maybe we'll have a traditional, normal one today. The ones that we used to have back in the day. The ones where I do not do anything really complicated. And I just talk at you for a little while. But you can have something. You can have what you want if you want it. Do you want anything? You can have it if you want it. If you really want. Yeah, so it went from 5 people to 3. So I've driven everyone away. Driven everyone away. It's very interesting. The roofs of Edinburgh. Look at this. Look at that. Looks that. See that thing that looks like a sort of spaceship coming up? That's actually a roof light. And I wasn't sure because it's a trick of the light in the night. A trick of the light. It looks like it's sort of descending. About in the Rocky Horror Picture Show with Frankenfurter's Lab. That's what it is like. Maybe that's what happens in these flats. It's like Frankenfurter's lab over at the Frankenstein's place, and all sorts of weird and interesting things happen in Darkest Leith, because it's more or less where I'm staying. Leith. And I wandered around and I saw things and did things. I'm a bit over this Edinburgh, to be honest. It's the first time since 2019 and I've done all the things that I meant to now. I'm not going to meet anyone that's going to make me famous. What's the point if you're not going to get famous and not going to get any work out of it? I don't know then. Maybe I've done all the stuff I mean to do. I am going to an event tomorrow where I can see lots of Canadian shows and have a free lunch, and I'm never going to turn down a free lunch. They say there's no such thing as a free lunch, but there is sometimes, which is good because I've spent all my money this week. Everything's gone up in price. Last time, it's very expensive, even when you've got a free Fringe show. It's very expensive, all the other things. And somebody on my show last week, one of the people that was being interviewed said it's an option whether you pay an extra 10,000 for a venue. I'm like, is it? It's an option. It's a choice that you go that extra 10,000, because of course everybody's got 10,000 lying about, which is interesting. It's somebody I like and admire that said that, but I was interested by that take because I do not have an extra 10,000 lying about just on a whim that I can put on a show right here. But obviously I'm not everyone. Obviously there's a lot of people with an extra 10,000 to hang around and do anything they want with up here, because there's a big fat book full of things with people with lots of money to throw willy-nilly. And yet I'm like, oh, should I get some noodles? Noodles are cheap. Go to a noodle bar. That looks like a cheap noodle bar, the sort that you get for about £4. Maybe you get some noodles and they're about 16 quid for some noodles. Noodles that cost 25 pence. Raw, and they do put their fixings on them, but they're not worth 16 quid. So I don't know whether they put everything up just for the festival or whether that's the normal price. But the thing is, I haven't been out and about much since 2019 and everything's shot up in price. And obviously I do not have wadges of cash to fly around and do things with, so I'm gonna have to try and get a free lunch tomorrow and then put all the rest of it in a little doggy bag, and carry it around for the rest of the week. I was trying to find out ways to get back from here because I haven't got a ticket. I had a one-way ticket. Oh, that's the Ruttles, 59 years old the Ruttles are. Oh, apparently, that can't be right. They're not 59 years old. 49, they were from the 70s, that's not 59. Somebody said they were 59 years old. Maybe fictional Ruttles are. Oh yeah, one-way ticket. Oh yeah, Ruttles. Anyway, oh look, Karen Lyons shared my video. That's good. I hope that they found it. You found it? Are you seeing me in cyberspace? Wave if... I can't see you, so there's no point waving. Yes, so it's been a very interesting week. And it's very, very bleak. And everybody, I've seen some nice shows. I've seen some lovely shows from other people, so I recommend lots and lots and lots of things up here. But they've all been free shows. But I've given money, so all my money, all my piles of, I had £25 in coins, and I'm just giving it to people in their buckets. And I'm like, now I've got nothing for lunch. Oh no, I've eaten a lot of cheese. I was trying to be vegan, but cheese is sort of nutritional in a way, and also you could get a big block for £3. Make it last a few days. Yum, 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 yum. Nibble on the cheese. That's what you do. Water and cheese. That's what you live on in Edinburgh. Yeah, my Edinburgh diet tends to be, I usually get a big bag of pasta from Lidl. I haven't actually been to Lidl. I tried to find Lidl and I got lost. So I get a big bag of pasta and maybe some vegan pesto and some cheese, which isn't vegan, and caution to the winds. Let's just completely get rid of being a vegetarian. Some tuna, that's really quite new, and some little baby tomatoes, and then you mix it all up, and that's what you have every single day. And that's how you get through Edinburgh and how you get all the things you need. And obviously the tomatoes are vitamin C, and the tuna is vitamin D, probably, and the pasta is vitamin E. No, there's no vitamin E in gluten-free pasta. There's nothing at all in gluten-free pasta. It's just sort of nutritionally empty, as is my soul at this time of the Fringe. So I've only been here a whole week, and it feels like I haven't been here. It feels like I haven't done anything or seen anything, which is sort of true because I've had little rest periods. My throat sort of went scratchy by about day 3, and I'm like, scratchy throat. Tested, it's fine. I've just got a scratchy throat from talking all of the time and meeting people and doing things that I haven't done for years. And so I am here, and I'm trying to find a way back after this. And I'm like, shall I just go back after I've had my free lunch tomorrow? Maybe. I've still got shows. Ostensibly, I've still got a live interview show next Sunday. But maybe I'll give somebody else that show. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I was going to pick up shows and do lots of live shows, but I had this scratchy throat, and I'm like, don't know what I'm going to do this week. I've got the 11 o'clock show in the morning this week. I've got one that isn't actually live tomorrow because I'm going to get the free lunch instead. So the one tomorrow is 15 minutes rather than half an hour. And I already did it outside, and it was very windy outside. There's a storm coming. And so you might not hear any of it. I'm like, well, it'll be fine. So I'm interviewing Ben McPherson tomorrow. See that, 11 o'clock tomorrow, only for 15 minutes, and then you can go about your busy day. And if you're actually in Edinburgh, you can go and see shows, because most of them haven't even started at that time of day. Yes, anyway, so what I've seen this week, I've seen a non-binary nun who was grieving. I've seen a man that's looking at his masculinity. I've seen a paranormal magic show, which maybe I didn't see because I was in the background helping. And I've seen a clown show where somebody ate cigarettes and put flour all over the stage, which isn't very good when you're gluten-free and you've got flour in your hair for days. And I've seen not very much else. Oh, I saw a woman who was singing lots of 80s songs, and she put them all together so they were a little bit wrong, but they had all the things you'd expect in them, and it was entertaining, and she was dressed like Madonna. And what else did I see this week? It was lots of stuff. If you wanna, and I've seen lots of things, and I've seen lots of things, and I'm changed by the things. What have I seen of the things? And I saw a poet that explored Aberdeen, and I saw lots of things in between. And he's travelling from there every day of the Fringe, which seems like a long way, but he said somebody they heard of comes from Inverness every day, and that's 5 hours, and that's too much to travel in every day. And I've seen lots of things that have changed my life. It's very nice up here. And I've seen a show about the apocalypse. And I've seen another show about the apocalypse, only the AI apocalypse this time, and it was all very interesting. And I've seen not very much else, but I just watched a film which had Jay McAvoy, that's not a person, James McAvoy in it. I haven't finished seeing it because I came straight here to talk to you, so I've no idea what happens at the end of it. But did you know there was a sequel to Unbreakable? I had no clue. It's not really a sequel to Unbreakable. It's got nothing to do with Unbreakable. I'm assuming that in the last 2 minutes something comes to make it be a sequel to Unbreakable, because so far it's not. But it did remind me of my novel, which I wrote before this, and there is no weird monster in my novel, except for humanity, obviously, because that is a monster. Nobody's talking to me. Everybody stop talking to me. £10,000 is a very nice option to have. It is. Virtual travel, you go in circles. Yes, I didn't see any of those things that you said to me. You're still here, but you're very quiet today. And everybody is there. And I think you should see all these shows if they come to wherever you are staying. Shh. What is shh? But I've got to be quiet because these have got thin walls, and I was told yesterday. Did I sell any poetry books? I did. I sold one poetry book to a man from Holland. That was good. He said, may I look at the book first? And I said, here is the book. Do you want to have a look? And he said, yes, I like that. Here's £10. And then I said, hooray, I have sold a book. A whole book. So that's about 5 books I've sold in the lifetime of the book, which is about 10 years now, so that's not so great. But yes, I sold a poetry book. Hurrah! Hooray, hurrah, hooroo. Yes! So I'm a big famous poet now. I'm published in all sorts of international magazines, you know. I'm a big deal in my own head, you know. Some people know who I am, you know. I don't know who I am, you know, though. Thank you very much, Stephanie. So, editing a document on another screen, that's the thing to do, and still to be seen, and editing a document on another screen is probably very productive, and everybody's watching me not playing this ukulele, because I can't, to be quite frank. That sounded quite nice. That sounded almost like a real chord, but not quite. Yeah, so I'm going to be quiet because I was told yesterday, because I was supposed to be playing a board. Well, we actually did. We did a run through of the Atmosphere, the video game board thing, and we were going to do a thing where Ash and Des remember, and they were talking about things they remember from their youth while we played Atmosphere. But we made the mistake of playing it before we went live, and it was very exhausting talking about things that people remember from their youth, while also playing the whole entirety of a game, and then going, we got to do that again. So we didn't do it again. So instead we screamed Ash and Des remembered lots of things, and that was probably much better for everybody, because we did play the game, it's just you didn't get to see us play the game. But to be honest, that's probably just as well. I lost, very badly lost. And also, I don't remember the same thing as Ash and Des, because they're probably a decade younger than me. So all the stuff that I remember as a child, they do not remember as a child. I thought some of the things were still on, but they did not remember board. And I said, do you remember board? They said, what the hell is board? And I said, do you ever see the Children of the Stones? They said, no, what the hell is Children of the Stones? And I had to explain what the hell was Children of the Stones. And I said, it had that guy from Blake 7, do you know who he is? And they said, no, we are far too young to know that. What are you talking about? So they were talking about other things that they remember from their youth, and they are very young. So I knew what they were talking about. Like, they were like, do you remember going live? And I'm like, yes, I remember going live. Do you remember SMTV? It's like, yes, I remember SMTV, because I still watched the children's programs when I was really quite elderly, and I remember SMTV. I remember Cat Dealey. I remember Ant and Dec. I remember what the heck. I remember all the things that they remember, but they did not remember any of the things that I remember, because they are young. They remember the Waltons though, and I was just about to tell them, but we got interrupted by the Nightmare Gatekeeper Man, and we have to say, yes, Mr. Nightmare Gatekeeper Man, every time he asked us a question, else we would lose a turn. It was annoying, to be honest, Mr. Gatekeeper Man from the nightmare world, from the nightmare realm. So, and there was also time cards where you had to say things at a certain time, and it was like, see, I won all the time cards from somebody else, and that meant that I was responsible for going and screaming at people. And I was told, if you scream at people, you're out because people next door will hear you. So it's like, if the person you scare the most, you have to get their cards. So I was going, stop. Did that scare anybody? No. It's a very scary show. Nightmare. Oh. Apparently it's called something else in America. Anyway, and we couldn't work out what the accent the Nightmare Man had. It was like, somebody said that he sounded a bit like, I thought Rutger Hauer, but they said somebody else, and I can't remember who they said now. But anyway, I thought maybe he sounded a bit Welsh, but he didn't. He was just doing a sort of cod. I am the gatekeeper. Answer me. Answer me. It's uncanny. That's exactly what he's like. And he's got like a hood on, so he just like, let's go. I am the gatekeeper. I demand the oldest. The old one. Of course, I was the old one. The old one must roll the dice, and then die. There's only one of them. Roll it, but he said dice. Roll the die, and you have to throw, and you have to tell your age. And I'm like, and if you do not tell your age, and everyone knows your age, then you will be out. I'm like, not playing this game on screen. I dodged a dice. Die. I dodged a die there because I'm very old and I'm not very bold, and I'm 100 million years old, and I'm not going to tell you the truth. But I am long in the tooth. Very old, but not as old. I've just this thing with James McAvoy. There's Betty Buckley, who we saw in if Ollie's there, we saw in Dear World I looked it up, 2013. Imagine if I was seeing things 10 years ago. I must be anciently old, 1,000,000 years old, but not as old as Betty Buckley, who is only about 69 in this and looks 69, dude, and looks very old indeed. Betty Buckley, I don't want to shame Betty Buckley, but she's only a couple of years older than Julianne Moore. I looked it up. Julianne Moore is actually a lot younger, but at the point where this film was made, Julianne Moore is all sort of glamorous and redheaded. Maybe that's where Betty Buckley went wrong. Betty Buckley looks fine. There's nothing wrong with the way she looks. I was just surprised that she was not as old as I thought, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. That's just the way that people age. That's just the thing, you never know. And I've got a frog in my throat. Because I am the dungeon master. He's actually the key master. Or the gatekeeper. Gozo. What is it? In Ghostbusters. I've turned into a little baby bird. It's from doing the voice. That's what it is. Nothing to be worried about. It's just the the gatekeeper's voice, the gate master's voice is it sounds bad because I was doing the gate master's voice. That's what it is. A dinosaur. My theory about what is it? A dinosaur. It's I need some water. All right. Well, I think I'm going to get some water and ginger. Ginger's very, very helpful. I'm going to get some ginger and then I'm going to cut this short. It's a 24-hour sport. It's not sport. Yes, so talking of which, the Lionesses didn't win, apparently. What a shame. Yes, brandy. That sounds like a plan. Titch, itch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort my throat so that I'm all ready for my free lunch tomorrow, because I do not want to miss that. So I'm going to ginger myself up and watch the end of this film now. So thank you very, very, very much for joining me. Go and see my Welsh show. It's still on YouTube. And see all the catch-ups of all the... talking too much. Right, see all the catch-ups of all the people talking to me and watch one tomorrow. So I'll see you soon. Have a lovely weekend. See you very soon. Bye-bye.